our last session, right? Okay. If I'm not mistaken, yesterday I already showed you. Saya sudah menunjukkan tentang bagaimana harusnya kita merangkumkan research framework itu menjadi merangkumi independent variable dan juga dependent variable. So saya terus terjun ke topik itu selepas habis menerangkan tentang research question dan juga research objektif di situ. Tetapi ada sedikit saja lagi yang harusnya dibuat perbandingan kerana sampel yang saya tunjukkan semalam adalah more towards menggunakan pakai conceptual model daripada previous literature, which is also one of the way to how to structure your research framework if you feel that it relates to your area of interest, to your primary interest in your research. But just now I'm going to show you the other way and part of the way to also gather the variables that you need to have in order to make sure that the direction of the variables in your framework is clear cut, whereby we are going to adopt certain theory, certain established theory that already out there. For me, bagi saya kan, anak-anak semua, untuk salah satu cara yang paling clear cut, paling mudah dan tidak mudah untuk dipersoalkan dari segi framework adalah dengan menggunakan pakai ataupun dengan adopting the theory that is related to your area of interest. For example, saya pilih satu. Actually, when I'm discussing about this with Ibu Ika, Dr. Ika, about the theory that is part and parcel of the research framework that might be there. There are certain theory that been suggested, but I think I'm going to choose one yang pada saya dia teori yang already been used commonly among researcher. Not to say that it is saturated. There's no such thing as saturated theory for me on my part. Banyak diguna pakai ya, banyak dikembangkan kepada variable tambahan, tetapi sangat senang diadopt oleh anak-anak semua, student semua di peringkat degree level as at your level right now. Jadi saya share sedikit kali ini menggunakan pakai adoption of theory that already established. The last time that we have session yesterday, I'm showing you what my students did by adopting several conceptual model from previous literature, which why he had the let me show. Saya takut you all hilang ingatan. Hilang ingatan tu maksudnya di dalam bahasa Malaysianya, di dalam bahasa Indonesianya, I'm not so sure about bahasa Indonesia, tapi di dalam Englishnya, in case you are forgetful of what we have learned, what we are sharing last session, in our last session, then I shall recap a bit. Saya cuba untuk make it into slow pace so that boleh juga faham sikit-sikit apa yang saya cuba sampaikan ya. Okay, sekejap. I share the screen. Where did I put this? I already got it here. Sample. So, I said yesterday, boleh nampak ya gambaran ini? Can you see this screen?
Nampak Bu.
Alright, okay. Kalau ikutnya semalam, research frameworknya sebegini. This is what I'm saying. I'm stating the fact that what the sample had here is the adoption from the previous literature. For this particular sample, my student had a combined two previous literature, the one that they had modeling into a few variable here, and he combined together. So that because the area of interest in accordance to his primary interest, his area of interest, his chosen area of interest, which is employee turnover. So this is one way. Okay, this is one way of tackling your research framework. Okay, how to go about your research framework in a simpler words. Okay, the other way around. Yes, I am. Yeah. Okay, the other way around. I'm going to show you on the I have a lot of sample actually. Cuma mau memikirkan um, the one that can show a simpler way, in simpler manner, because the one that I have in hand usually got so many moderating and mediating variable inside, so which I think it might complicate things when I explain the research framework to you all. So that's the reason why I'm trying to find something that is much more simpler in nature, in terms of trying to gather up the schematic no the research framework that you at the end of the day have to come up with. Okay. Okay, I already gathered a bit last night actually, so that I can show it in simpler way to you all. Okay, there's one article on halal food chasing behavior, and also on theory of planned behavior. Okay, so this is one of it. I try to gather a few literature that relates to the theory that I want to show you. This is one of the theory that commonly used by students of your nature, business student particularly. Okay, really like to say that this is one of their favorite theory to adopt, so that they can make it partly the research framework that they want to go for. Particularly due to the fact that some of my students likes to do research on the behavior of an individual in whatever types of in whatever topics that they want to go for. For example, factors contributing towards the intention of students learning students keen on learning at higher learning institute, which is universities. Intention to studies at the universities, wanted to see the factors that contribute to it. And then due to the fact that the problem nowadays, I think at your, the at your generation level, um, it is now a trend, in Malaysia. I'm not so sure about in Indonesia, how does it goes there, but in Malaysia there are loads of students already, when they finish SPM, when they finish their secondary level of secondary level of studies, education, they are not keen on continuing to the higher level, due to the fact that they feel that, oh, being a delivery food man is rewarding enough, because having to work part-time as a grab driver, as a grab delivery man, grab food. Here we got delivery food company that is popular here is grab food, as well as Foodpanda. Both of the companies here are very popular since COVID time, I think. So because of they having so um more than suffice, monthly wages, monthly salary that is up to 3 to 5,000 ringgit a month. So they feel that, oh, kalau tak belajar pun tak apa, tak belajar tinggi pun tak apa, tak belajar ke universiti pun tak apa. They can have more than that, rather than, having to study at the university and then having to, have to uh, had to cover for the higher cost. Jadi di sini tu trend itu adalah lebih kepada itu lately. But that's the reason why one of my students, I think one of my students last few semester, intend to go for, Madam, can I go for the topics that is relates to the behavior, intention towards studying at higher learning institute, meaning at the university. So I said, go for it, because you know the trend nowadays. We have issues, such issues that needs that we are concerned with here in Malaysia. So go for it. Jadi because of ada juga a few articles, lots of articles that can be, can relate to that. And then some more, she also intend to adopt a theory that also related to the intention behavior of an individual. Jadi itu yang menjadikan actually go for it lah. The area of interest adalah on studying, on the intention to study at a higher learning institute. So itu tujuannya kenapa saya sentuh tentang itu, kerana established teori yang saya pilih pada hari ini adalah on theory of planned behavior. Theory of planned behavior ni adalah sudah siap. The variables that already established, that already been used commonly, even among scholars, even among students that study in research methodology. So I believe this is one of the theory that I think easier for you all to understand. And if you see on how we construct those inside the research framework, I think you also going to feel intrigued to also try to adopt. Okay, but nevertheless, kena juga berhati-hati supaya melihatkan kesesuaian dia, ya. Ada soalan ke? Sebab I dengar suara.
Oh, yeah. I'm Dr. Nora. Been for sharing.
Iya, saya.
In Indonesia, at the moment, the student make the research based on their interest, the area of the research interest. But Indonesian higher education make the new policy that the student now can make research for to final to finish at the end of their study at the university, and then the other choice is they can make report from their internship at the company. So there are two ways to finish the study,
Yes.
and then in the next year it will be applied.
I see. Oh, we already applied
Yeah.
that. It's the same here. Sama saja.
Yeah.
Because cuma di sini tidak ada option. It is a
So
to do an internship and as well as doing a research while doing the internship. So basically kita lebih kurang sama, ya, kan?
yeah.
Bila
Internship
difikir-fikir,
internship is an obligation in our
yeah,
curriculum,
obligation,
and then
right? Yeah.
obligation, and but for the final, at the end there are two choice: make research, or maybe they make the report from based on their internship, and the second one will be
Betul.
applied next
Mm-mm.
year.
Ya,
That's
betul.
right. Okay,
Ya, betul.
just sharing.
Ya,
Just sharing.
Alhamdulillah. It's basically
Thank you.
sama. Jadi,
Yeah.
kalau di sini tu pencerahannya, di sini itu dijadikan kewajipan, compulsory untuk students doing the internship and doing the report on the place at the in relation to the place that they have to do the intern for. Okay, the report have
Similar.
to be, it's similar, but the research methodology subject they are compulsory to take is a common paper for them during their final year before the internship, and they have to lulus the subject. They have to pass the research methodology subject in order for them to be able to go for internship. Like that lah. In that
Okay.
way. They a bit
Uh,
differ, but basically lebih kurang lah.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, Dr.
Okay. Alright. So lega saya. Saya ingatkan hanya one way sajalah, because kalau report on internship itu what they need to have adalah perlu adanya di dalam itu analisis yang berdasarkan SWOT analysis, which is quite easier for them to do. Tetapi untuk melepaskan research methodology subject during the final year, itu yang menjadi satu sedikit bebanan kepada student-student di sini. Itu my experience lah on teaching them, because they are across the board. From we have quite a number of program for degree program here, ijazah sarjana here, ijazah sarjana muda here. Jadi setiap daripada program itu adalah wajib mengikuti research methodology subject and wajib menghantar semua assignment yang diwajibkan. Assignment itu adalah daripada chapter 1 sampai chapter 5. The thing that we did partly right now during our seminar here, right? As at now. Okay, jadinya harus lulus subjek itu dan barulah boleh pergi kepada minta maaf. Oops. Okay, barulah boleh pergi kepada internship dan doing the SWOT analysis report based on the internship experience that they have at the companies. Like that lah. Just sharing, exchange information. Okay, so saya sambung balik Dr. Ika on the, establish theory.
Silakan. Ya, silakan Dr. Nur.
Saya dah already divert. Saya dah already divert menerangkan tentang our students obligation kan. Tapi it's good to know that we are actually on the same platform. It's basically the same, the one that we practice here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. Okay, kalau ikut semalam ni kan, saya sudah try tau menggunakan pakai screen ini. Sebenarnya boleh, tapi semalam tu bolehnya sampai saya boleh melukis di sini. Oh ya, saya boleh melukis, tapi saya kena add whiteboard kalau tak salah. Tapi sekejap lagi lah saya akan mencuba di situ. Okey, kalau lihatnya di sini, okey, kita melihat kepada artikel sini. Okey, artikel sini sebenarnya dia dia adopt theory of planned behavior, atau secara ringkasnya abbreviation dia kita sebut sebagai TPB. Very, very famous, famously adopt by most of my students. Everybody wants to do the intention behavior studies, which they feel that it is easier because we're gonna have an easier respondent to, respond to our survey questionnaire and all that. So some of us that teach research methodology, we just allow, and as long as you are not diverting from the structured format that we have for our research formatting, right? Okay, jadi di sini untuk theory of planned behavior, this is the basic variable yang ada di dalam theory of planned behavior itu, yang mana mengandungi 3 variable sebagai independent variable and then 1 dependent variable. Okay, just so you all know students, bila di hujung ini untuk paper ini dia mengungkap the research environment, research interest that they had in accordance to it's still having the intention behavior related to intention behavior study, but then in halal food industry. So if you to see that, okay. However, it is depend on your background of research whether macam contohnya one of my student tadi intend on taking the intention behavior towards furthering studies at higher education level. Okay, and then the other one of my student are keen on doing intention behavior on buying a skincare product. Okay, skincare product that has halal certification. Okay, that's one of it. But however, it is the environment of the research. The dependent variable is still the same. It relates to the intention of an individual, regardless of whatever subject matter that they keen on touching upon. Okay, so the dependent variable, usually they just adopt totally. So jadi independent variable. Sorry for that. Okay, so independent variable here, kalau melihat di sini, basicnya TPB teori ini, theory of planned behavior ini, attitude, subjective norm, dan perceived behavior control. I'm not going to go for details when it comes to operational definition of each of the variable here. We are not having enough time for that. However, kalau sudah ada dapat seperti ini, if you feel that, oh, this is so relatable to the research framework that I have in mind for my area of interest, which I think I want to do a behavioral study. So when it comes to behavioral study, this is one of the theory that usually adopted to ensure that you have the, how to say this, you have the direction, you are not diverting, you have a clear cut framework that will not divert you from your original intention, focus of interest. Okay, so here goes yang ini. Jadinya apabila you want to adopt tu, dia akan jadinya seperti, sekejap saya masukkan ni. I love to try this whiteboard. I dah try yesterday. Let me stop sharing and sharing again. Sekejap sebentar. Screen. Oh, it's not screen. It's I think it's a whiteboard. Yeah, share one. Okay. So kalau lihatnya di sini kan, okay, independent variable tu saya ringkaskan dia kepada IV. So dependent variable tu saya ringkaskan dia kepada DV. So variable ni, kenapa? Apa itu variable? Kenapa kena ada variable tu? What does it mean by that? Okay, kalau variable ni secara generalnya kan, it is anything that you can take on to make sure that macam contohnya dependent variable ini ya. Dependent variable ni kan variable of untuk reflect you punya primary interest of the researcher itself. So kalau katanya you intend untuk do a research on intention to purchase, intention, oh tak boleh, tak cantik ni sekejap dia bukannya selalu kita buat tu cantiknya, boleh je buat bulatan, buat square, tak ada masalah pun, cumanya okay, kalau saya suka buat dia secara bulatan. Jadi purchasing intention on skincare product, for example lah, mau beli barang yang ada skincare product, green skincare product, itu tinggal tu satu. Jadi IP-nya di sini. Okay, yang ini adalah attitude, yang ini adalah subjective norm, yang ini adalah perceived behavior control. Saya buat ringkasan saja kan. Okay, jadi secara realnya, okay, kalau misalnya you keen on studying on purchasing intention behavior, intention towards buying skincare product for example, dan inilah dia. Letakkan aja di sini dependent. Bermakna itu adalah focusing your focus of interest itu. Kalau katalah tiba-tibanya you feel that I want to study on my focus of interest for my research, I feel that I want to do Intention to study at the university. Okay. Sekejap, Intention to study at the university. Okay. So inilah dia. It's still intention, cuma subject environment of the research itself are going to be different lah. It depends on what you want to go for when it comes to the research setting. I call it research setting. It can have so many names. It depends on what would be the behavior that you want to focus for. But however, in terms of independent variable, because we are adopting the TPB theory. Jadi IV-nya itu kekal lah. IV-nya dan DV-nya memang kekal. Cuma the environment of the research itself akan berubah in accordance to your research. Okay? Jadi inilah yang akan you letakkan di dalam your research framework. Yang ini jika mengguna pakai theoretical, theory establishment. Kita panggil establishment of theory. So kalau dependent variable ini selalunya tidak berubah. Yang selalunya akan bertambah-tambah atau berkurangnya di sini, di independent variable. So semalam tu I rasa ada terbalik, terbalik tu maksudnya bila kita bercakap tentang dependent variable itu, kita nama lain dia adalah criterion variable. Kalau kita bercakap tentang independent variable itu, nama lainnya adalah predictor variable. So bila kita katakan tentang dependent variable tadi, like I said before, it is a variable of focus interest. Your area of interest that you want to focus for your research, it shall stay in here, di sini. But for the factors, for the independent variable that would be relate closely or how to say this, react ataupun influence the dependent variable, it shall be in here. It can be more than this actually. Actually, bukan semestinya kamu harus mengguna pakai satu teori saja. Boleh juga mengguna pakai combination of two theory, even three theory, tak ada masalah. Tetapi at your level, I think it would be good. It would be, it would be much simpler if you are just sticking to one theory only, or more or less two theory. Tapi two theory itu pun, for me, I feel that it's too much, too many. Let's not complicate the research framework, because it's going to complicate your discussion at your discussion section nanti di chapter 5. Di chapter 5. I'm not so sure how many chapter that you should have in hand for your university for maths, but here we have 5 chapter overall. The first one adalah the introduction chapter that include background study, research problem, research statement ataupun statement of the problem. It can be either way, and then research question, research objective, hypothesis. Okay, di dalam hypothesis dengan hypothesis sepatutnya di bawah research framework di dalam chapter kedua. Di bawah chapter kedua itu adalah literature review. Okay, jadi second chapter going to be literature review, and third chapter going to be for research method. Research method is method that you should use your research design in how are you going to go about by analyzing your research, which technique that you are going to use, how many is your population, how much is your minimum sample size, which of the noted scholar that you are going to adopt in terms of you're going to follow, which noted scholar that you are going to follow in order to follow the approach of minimum sample size. Yang itu saya tak pasti sama ada saya berkesempatan ataupun tidak untuk menyentuh tentang topik itu, which kalau disentuh tu on research methodology chapter 3 itu, method research design itu ya agak panjang sedikit, because dia agak mendalam. I try to make it as, if berkesempatan, I try to make it as simpler as possible if we have time, ya. Okay, so here kalau tengok di sini, kenapa saya sentuh juga untuk establishment of theory ini, kerana ada juga student yang instead of the other way around, yang adopting from previous literature and combining all the conceptual model that they had inside the journal, they are also you also can do it this way. Okay. So established theory ni, kelebihan dia adalah for me, from my part, when I see it via practical way, one of it going to be easier for you to adopt the questionnaire items as well. Questionnaire item tu apa maksudnya? Questionnaire item itu adalah soalan-soalan yang bakal anda compile together dan put it in the survey questionnaire and distribute among the respondent. Jadi soalan-soalan itulah sebenarnya kalau established theory selalunya memang sudah ada questionnaire itemsnya. You simply can adopt and adapt. Because kalau kita bercakap tentang basic research quantitative, kita banyaknya menggunakan pakai confirmatory factor analysis, which means kita adopt questionnaire items that already been tested. Macam itulah secara ringkasnya. Jadinya ada juga satu cara lagi, iaitu melalui kalau tidak pasti tentang, kalau tidak berjumpa tentang, kalau berjumpa confirmatory factor analysis, which you dah jumpa questionnaire item yang dah already been tested by other people, by other scholar. Ada juga satu lagi, iaitu EFA, exploratory factor analysis, which yang ini biasanya questionnaire itemnya sudah ada, cuma terkadang itu kita tak pasti whether it's reliable or not. Actually confirmatory factor analysis CFA, yang questionnaire yang you adopt daripada other literature itu juga sebenarnya boleh aja kalau you masukkan dia and analyze semula sebagai EFA. Tetapi for me, kenapa untuk merumitkan yang sudah ada kan? Kalau sudah ada measurementnya dari segi tested questionnaire items itu sudah ditest whether dia reliable ke tidak, soalan-soalan yang perlu diajukan itu sudah ditested dan sudah dapat resultsnya dalam bentuk peromba alpha. So kalau mau tested lagi, if you got enough time, then it's good. But then kalau misalnya dia betul-betul tidak ada measurement yang pernah ditested itu dan tidak boleh dinyatakan di dalam your research paper, so might as well you go for EFA. Kalau mau berkeras juga menggunakan pakai questionnaire items yang sama, questionnaire item yang tidak mempunyai reliability analysis yang already there, boleh juga sebenarnya. Boleh test dia di dalam SPSS melalui test menggunakan pakai EFA, exploratory factor analysis, which akan membuatkan masanya agak panjang jugalah step-stepnya untuk you test dia semula. Okay, for me untuk quantitative analysis yang ada at your level ni cukup sudah sekadar adopt dan adapt. Dan seboleh-bolehnya apabila kita adopt tu, cari reference journal yang memang menggunakan pakai teori yang sama dengan yang you intend to adopt, and then pastikan di dalam journal yang sama ataupun journal yang lainnya, pastikan memang ada dah already been presented in the journal, dia memang dah ada measurement, dah memang ditested, dan memang ada reliability and menunjukkan yang ianya sudah reliable untuk diguna pakai. Okay, apa yang dimaksudkan di sini, sekejap saya tunjukkan ya. I stop sharing this one. I'm going to reshare screen. Contoh ya. Okay, di sini. Okay, kita lihat semula paper tadi. Okay, I ambil paper ni, I adopt daripada sini. So daripada paper ini, kalau melihat ni Ajzen ni adalah salah satu contributor. Dia adalah one of the if not original one, it is, if I'm not mistaken, dia adalah the founder of this theory of planned behavior. Betulkan saya jika saya salah, kerana saya agak lama juga tidak membaca development of theory on theory planned behavior ni. Okay, tetapi kalau tidak salah ni memang ramai yang adopt Ajzen 1991 ini, which this is the original framework that they had for this particular theory. Okay, jadi kalau dalam paper ini, okay, kalau melihat, nampak tak? Okay, research framework dia, dia sudah beritahu dia adopt daripada mana di sini. Mau tunjuk tu, pen tu tidak boleh Macam mana saya mau tunjukkan tidak boleh di ni. Okay, tak apa. It's okay. Okay. Dekat sini juga sudah tersedia hipotesisnya. Kalau melihat paper journal ni, okay. Kalau lihat ni ada tiga independent variable kan di sini kan. Attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavior control. Okay, nampak tak? Hipotesis pertama. Okay. Kalau mengikut conventional way of drawing a hypothesis, bila sudah ada research framework itu, selalunya selepas research framework itu sudah boleh construct hypothesisnya. Okay, it shall be followed by the selalunya directional hypothesis lah. Kalau sudah ada theoretical basis itu, mengadoptkan teori itu, selalunya senang untuk kita phrasing the hypothesis statement. So selalunya akan bermula dengan null hypothesis dan alternate hypothesis. Tetapi praktisnya nowadays ramainya tidak menyatakan null itu, tidak perlu. Bukan salah, tak salah. Boleh juga diletakkan, tetapi cukup sekadar sekadar meletakkan alternate hypothesis pun sudah enough. Sudah bagus, okay? Jadi kalau di sini lihat pada jurnal ini, okay. Hipotesis pertama yang diletakkan di sini, there is a significant and positive relationship between attitude and intention to purchase halal food product. Okay. Kalau melihat, betul tidak? Hipotesis satu ini between attitude and intention to purchase. Nampak di sini? Dia sekata kan? And then selalunya bila hipotesis itu menyatakan perkara yang sama according kepada research framework, bermakna research question dan juga research objective dia akan sama phrasingnya. Okay? Jadi secara sequence-nya, research objective, research question, hypothesis, statement tu menyatakan verbal yang sama towards dependent variable yang sama. Okay? Dia tak boleh lari daripada situ. Cuma is either that you want to go for directional or non-directional. For me, at your degree level, it is good kalau you go for opt for directional hypothesis. It's easier, and then we just zoom directly kepada apa yang mau dicari sahaja. Okay. And then results-nya pun tidak lari jauh, tidak akan lari, and then it's not confusing for you. Okay. Jadi hipotesis keduanya, there is a significant and positive relationship between subjective norm and intention to purchase halal food product. See, di sini kan, di subjective norm ini, kan nampak anak panahnya ke halal food product juga, ada intention juga, okay. And then hipotesis ketiga, there is a significant and positive relationship between perceived behavior control dan intention to purchase halal food product. Nampak kan yang ketiga? So itu dia. Itu macam mana membentuknya research framework dan juga hipotesisnya berdasarkan established theory. Okay. So harapnya dengan penjelasan yang simple ini dapat menampakkan kepada pelajar-pelajar semua tentang bagaimana membentuk research framework itu menggunakan pakai teori yang sudah sedia ada. Okay. Jurnal yang bagus, saya amat-amat pasti bagi pelajar-pelajar semua apabila anda ikra, keep on, trying to find a good literature for you to for the benefit of your research paper, research works, okay. Akan ada a few literature yang you feel that it help a lot. It helps me a lot. I shall refer to it frequently because it is relatable to my focus of my research, and then it has the same theme, it has the same focus of research, area of interest, okay, and then it also has the same theory that I intend to use, like that. Okay, ini adalah salah satu contoh yang bagi saya very simple focus of interest, very simple adoption of theory, and then dapat menunjukkan dengan jelas bagaimana terbentuknya hypothesis development yang selari dengan research framework tersebut. Okay, harapnya tidak laju ya student, boleh ya?
Boleh, Madam.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so kalau lihatnya di sini, okay, kita skip dulu yang bahagian method itu, okay, because we are not there yet. Okay, kita pergi kepada results dia. Kenapa kita kena terus pergi kepada results? Kerana daripada situ tadi saya mau menunjukkan bila adanya good literature review itu, dia akan provide sekali dengan questionnaire items, questionnaire items, dan juga reliability analysis yang sudah diuji, sudah ditested. Okay, untuk good literature selalu dia akan apply together. Dia akan reveal together within the same literature. Okay, kalau tengok di sini ya, mau memastikan questionnaire item, soalan-soalan yang you letakkan di dalam survey questionnaire itu adalah already tested dan approved for, is already melepasi reliability of the soalan itu. Lihatnya di sini. Okay, kalau nampak headingnya adalah reliability, you akan tengok dia dah already reveal. The Chromba Alpha estimated for attitude was 0.731, subjective norm was 0.758, perceived behavior control was 0.876. And also for behavioral intention, the dependent variable that this paper had was 0.757. As such, the combat alpha in this study were all much higher than 0.6, which deemed to have adequate reliability. It means it's already been tested for, they already have the results over and over again, and it means you boleh adopt this particular framework, and then you boleh quote, you boleh cited that these particular items, soalan-soalan yang diletakkan di dalam survey questionnaire of this paper adalah adequate, adalah reliable. Soalan-soalan itu reliable dan boleh distributekan among your respondent group. Okay, itu maksudnya di situ. Okay, jadinya soalan-soalan yang dimaksudkan itu adalah seperti ini. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I think this one ada kalau tak salah I. Sekejap. Oh, not this one. Okay. Ada few paper yang I memang already find for you all. Jadi itu senang mau melihat dalam satu paper itu memang ada. Okay, wait saya cuba tengok. Menunjukkan questionnaire items yang okay, saya tidak ingat yang mana satu papernya. Semua ini yang ada related dengan framework teori yang sama, tetapi ada paper yang tidak menunjukkan questionnaire items, soalan yang perlu diletakkan di dalam survey questionnaire, ada yang menunjukkan. Sangat-sangat pasti. See, malam tadi pukul 10.20 saya mencari paper ini. Okay, sekejap. This is the simplest theory that I think you can adopt on. Okay, to be part of your research framework if you keen on doing the intention or behavioral study. Okay, mau melihat di sini. Not this one. This one also ada dia punya questionnaire items, tetapi saya telah menjumpai satu lagi yang agak sesuai juga, yang tidak begitu. I think this one. We'll see whether correct or not. Okay. Jangan pening ya. Sekejap aja. Saya sudah lupa jurnal yang mana satu yang ada question items itu. Okay. This one also ada, tetapi sesuai tidak berapa sesuai itu. Sekejap. Okay, ada satu lagi. Okay. Lihat ini pula. Good intention. This is also using TPP. Okay. Tuh. Bila nak tu, waktu tu lah. Susah dicari. Sekejap ya, sebentar. Okay, same one, see? Same theory that they adopt. Tapi ada yang terus menyertakan soalan-soalannya yang perlu diletakkan di dalam questionnaire. Di dalam questionnaire to be distributed. Ada yang tidak. Saya rasa ini memang ada, cuma tak pasti. Atau terlepas pandang. Sekejap ya. Dekat terlepas pandang. Sebentar. Oh, maybe this one. Tak payah lah. Tadilah jawabnya. Wait ya. Okey, balik kepada yang ini lah. Okey. Kita lihat yang inilah senang. Attitude. Okey. Selalunya, okey, ada teori, ada jurnal-jurnal yang memang literature review yang memang dia meletakkan sekali questionnaire items, the one that they use untuk distribute the questionnaire, distribute soalan-soalan survey itu kepada their respondent, then they put it together di dalam jurnal tersebut. Sama ada di dalam penulisan di bahagian method ataupun dia letakkan di appendix part. Okay, so ini adalah antara contohnya. Bila meletakkan itu, of course lah, you akan tengok, tak sama ni. This paper dia adalah on the intention on using the computers. Tapi I nak buat tentang intention to study at higher level education institute. It's okay. You can adopt the statement that they had, tetapi untuk menyesuaikan kepada you punya own research setting itu, okay, yang mana intentionnya, yes, intention, tapi tidak sama. Yang ini intention menggunakan komputer, yang you nak buat adalah intention to study at higher level. Okay, nampak tak perbezaan di situ? Tetapi intentionnya masih intention. Okay, so bila intentionnya masih intention, bermakna, okay, kita tengok soalan-soalannya dan kita lihat. Kita boleh, like I said tadi, bila kita adopt theoretical basis dan kita mahu pakai questionnaire items yang related kepada variable-variable yang ada di dalam teori itu tadi, pastikan, okay, you boleh adopt dan adapt. Tak ada masalah tentang itu, tapi pastikan the adapt tu means you of course lah kena make sure that dia sesuai dengan soalan berdasarkan focus of research that you had in your research. Jadi kalau contohnya subjective norm ni, okay, soalan subjective norm ni, for example yang kedua ni kan, ni yang di sini ni, most people who are important to me think I should use computers. Okay, jangan sekali-kali lari daripada the basic meaning of the sentence. Maksudnya sini boleh adapt mengikut focus of research that you have in hand, tetapi jangan sekali-kali ubah sampai lari maksud sebenar yang asal itu. Okay, contohnya most people who are important to me think I should use computers. You mungkin boleh adapt dia kepada most people who are important to me think I should study at higher level. Nampak di situ? Dia still tak pergi jauh daripada soalan yang asal itu, tetapi bukanlah most people who are important to me think I should use computer. No, not at all. Jadi I kena mengena dengan focus of research that you hand in hand, tetapi most people who are important to me think I should study at higher level. Nampak tak ada kena mengena dengan the research intention itself, the focus of the research itself that you have in hand. Itu maksudnya di situ. Okay, and then satu lagi yang saya boleh share, the items and the question that you have untuk satu variable itu, seelok-eloknya biarlah lebih daripada 3 soalan. Jangan terlampau banyak dan jangan terlampau sedikit. Tidak untuk SPSS, kalau sekiranya student pelajar-pelajar semua perlu pakai SPSS sebagai tools analysis, pastikan seelok-eloknya biarlah lebih daripada 3 soalan. Jangan kurang. Kalau 2 soalan itu kemungkinan besar tidak berapa cantik resultsnya, atau kadang-kadang tu you akan nampak kenapa kelompok alfanya ataupun kenapa regression analisisnya tidak mencapai, ataupun resultnya agak tidak seperti yang dijangka. Okay, jadinya daripada awal lah perlu ada adaptation yang relatable dan juga yang memang reliable for your own research. Okay, so di sini kalau dilihat subjective norm, the independent variable of this particular literature, subjective norm, perceived behavior control, behavioral intention, ini dependent dia, dan juga attitude dia ada more than 3 question each. Paling-paling pun dia ada 3 for subjective norm dan perceived behavior control, dan also on the DV intention dia ada 3. So should be enough lah. Should be enough at minimal point. I heard that recently, not recently, but a few years back, I did there are some fact from a few of the scholars stating that it's okay, if you have lesser than 3 items also can. But for me, we just stick to the safe safe bet lah. So if you already had the question item that already 3 and more, so why you should cut it into 2 only? So of course make it more than that is advisable from my perspective lah. I'm not so sure about other people's school of thought, but for me, to be on the safe side, better biarkan dia soalannya haruslah 3 dan ke atas. Okay, untuk setiap variable, even for dependent variable ataupun untuk independent variable juga. Okay, so itu dia kalau untuk research framework itself. Saya ada sentuh-sentuh sikit tentang tentang chapter 3 itu, tapi sikit-sikit saja. Okay. So sekarang saya rasa selamat kalau kita boleh bergerak kepada literature, review of literature, ya. Kenapa pula ni tak nak keluar? Okay, tak nak keluar dia. Boleh nampak ya? Student-student semua? Boleh?
Boleh, Madam.
Boleh, thank you so much. Okay. Ada apa-apa soalan tak tentang the adoption of theory on to make it into your research framework tadi? Senang difahami tak? Student? Atau masih perlu
Mahasiswa
further
semua,
explanation?
ada yang mau ditanyakan mahasiswa semua, silahkan.
Boleh bertanya kalau mau bertanya tentang itu tadi. Kalau belum bersedia, masih belum dapat cahayanya di hujung tunnel, what you want to go for your area of interest, then is okay. You can ask Ibu Ika, of course, lagi berpengalaman daripada saya tau. Jadi boleh tanya pada Ibu. Ya Ibu ya.
Tidak juga, sama
Tidak
kita.
dapat menolong kan kalau sudah habis sesinya kan. Aduh, kan Ibu, anak-anak ni kan, selalunya kan bila time seminar seperti ini, because my student also have, in fact my student akan ada untuk one whole semester, they shall have around 14 weeks of studying on research methods saja, research methodology. Daripada chapter 1 sampai chapter 5. Jadinya, lots of time for them because ada 14 weeks, and then every week you got 4 hours of contact hours with them. You have two classes for 2 sesi for each week, and then that 2 sesi, each sesi got 2 hours. Still at the end of week, maybe week 10, week 9, baru mau bertanya. Saya tidak tahu sama ada Ibu Ika juga mengalami pengalaman yang sama.
Nah ya, sama Bu Nora, mahasiswa entah sungkan bertanya, entah bagaimana.
Iya,
Ananda,
betul.
semua mahasiswa, ini adalah kesempatan yang sangat baik. Kita memperoleh pemahaman yang lebih luas dari Bu Nora. Jadi apapun yang mau ditanyakan silakan ya Bu Nora. Nah, tadi beliau sudah menjelaskan tentang independent variable, variable dependent, dan sampai bab 3 beliau tadi juga menjelaskan bahwasanya untuk setiap variable item itu minimal 3. Dan nanti akan mengatur reliabilitas dan validitas gitu loh. Nah, Anda semua pasti sangat membutuhkan penjelasan itu. Silahkan jangan sungkan-sungkan jika ada mau bertanya.
Jangan
Rugi kalau tidak mau
segan-segan.
bertanya. Ya,
Jangan segan-segan
rugi kalau tidak
ya.
bertanya. Ya.
Okey. Jadi kita pergi kepada chapter 2 ya. Kalau masih belum ada soalan yang mau ditanya, it's okay. It's okay, tiada masalah. Kemungkinan belum ada idea mau ditanya, jadi kita pergi kepada chapter kedua. Kalau chapter kedua itu sebenarnya sudah disentuh separuhnya. Um, secara commonnya, secara naturalnya, formatting untuk research framework itu selalunya kalau bagi saya di sini, kami selalu meletakkan research framework itu di chapter kedua di dalam chapter literature review at the end of that chapter. Okay, so sebagaimana contohnya salah seorang student yang semalam tu saya tunjukkan, uh, Ikram ya. Okay. Kan dia
Ikram.
letakkan di chapter kedua kan. Letaknya di sini. Jadi hipotesis pun diletakkan di bawah research framework itu juga. Tapi ada juga format yang saya lihat di universiti yang lain, actually they put it in third chapter at chapter 3. Okay, so ada juga seperti itu. Ada juga yang also meletakkannya di chapter 1 pun ada juga. Pernah juga saya nampak. Okay, so it depends on which format that will be accepted by the university. We have to follow suit lah in accordance to our own university kan. Okay, so ini dia. Kalau dilihat tu, hipotesisnya adalah penghujung kepada chapter 2. Hipotesis ini mestilah berdekatan letaknya, diletakkan together with the framework, research framework yang ada, so that daripada situ you boleh nampaklah kesinambungan daripada schematic diagram itu kepada dalam bentuk statement hipotesis. So this is bila yang ini kalau dilihatnya ya, dia sama penyataannya, lebih kurang penyataannya, susunannya itu lebih kurang dengan literature journal yang saya tunjukkan sebentar tadi. Just now I did show you kan. Okay, the hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2, hypothesis 3 from the previous journal tadi. It is what this student of mine did here. So nampak kesinambungannya kan? Okay, this is what actually menyenangkan untuk people who read your research untuk faham dan menunjukkan yang you juga faham tentang research you. Okay, itu dia. Okay, and now kita pergi kepada permulaan chapter kedua itu. Okay. Actually what I did is I just sometimes saya melangkah-langkah tu because to tell you the truth, when it comes to basic research ni, dia kan interrelated. Setiap chapter itu bersambungan. Dia continuously, actually, dia flow like water, you know. Dia flow like water. If you are already done with chapter 1, there has to have a flow that relates to chapter 2. It has to have a flow that relates to chapter 3. There has to have a flow that relates to chapter 4. Okay, dia tak boleh terhenti di mana-mana. Dia adalah continuously. They interrelated to each other, the chapter. Itulah dia yang kita namakan sebagai structured dan juga systematic situ. Okay. Okay, so here let's get together for chapter 2. So let me show you the slide first. Tak mau dia. Okay. Harapnya pun tidak boleh juga. So let me, apa ya? Okay, bawa dia. Okay, bila kita cakapkan tentang bila we touch upon literature review di mana-mana pun sebenarnya, di mana-mana university, chapter literature review ini selalunya kita letakkan selepas chapter 1. Okay, literature review. Okay, so secara meaning, secara definitionnya, literature review ni adalah evaluation of what the accredited scholars and researchers have written on a topic. So if that topic is also your focus of research, your area of interest, so you have to go for literature that relates to that. Okay, so that's the reason why macam if you keen on doing, for example, film performance, so you have to go for film performance literature. Okay, tetapi harus diingat yang film performance literature itu, area of interest itu adalah you punya focus of interest, focus of research. Itu your dependent variable. So bila sudah ada your research framework itu, harusnya juga mencari yang ada kaitan dengan you punya adoption of theory itu. Okay, bermaknanya harus juga ada kaitannya tentang study that relates to the theory. So kalau theory of planned behavior tadi yang ada 3 independent variable dan 1 dependent variable tadi, so pastikan mencari juga banyak on that particular area of interest, because it can help you a lot in terms of gathering for your literature. Is actually overall research that you have in hand, right? So sangat-sangat safe kalau literaturenya bukan saja literature yang talk solely on the theory, they also talk on the focus of research that they have in hand, which basically relatable to your own focus of research. Bila kita pilih itu haruslah yang memang relatable to us. Kita tak boleh nak divert kepada, kalau you dah already go for intention behavior studies dan tiba-tiba mau pergi kepada form performance. Okay, what would be, what is the connection between those two? So I'm going to waste your time and then as well as your effort as well. Okay. So literature review ini adalah evaluation of what the accredited scholars and researchers have written on the topic. You have to have that in order for these various literature, okay, untuk backup your own writing. And then actually, bila kita cakap tentang research itu adalah the activity that you did when you researching on all the literature that already been done on the said focus of interest. Okay. Jadi nama pun itu research itu adalah singkatan, ya, aktiviti yang sama. So you have to classify, you have to evaluate, and you have to compile, organize according to according to the area of interest of your research question ataupun research objective ataupun the problem that you wish to address. Okay. Jadi itulah dia untuk definition. What is the simpler definition on literature review? Okay, apa goals dia? Of course, ada goals. Bukan saja-saja buang masa. Okay, sebab anda perlu memenuhi literature review itu dan tujuannya adalah untuk demonstrate that you already have familiarity, you're already familiar with the body of knowledge that you choose upon. Meaning to say, when you talk about employee turnover, ataupun you talk about purchasing intention, atau you talk about firm performance, so there are actually a subheading on that contain various literature that talking about the same subject matter. Okay, and it is to show that they already established credibility in that particular area of knowledge. Okay, jadinya to show also how your current research is linked to it. Okay, because bila you compile itu penulisan itu haruslah menjurus kepada your own writing. Not to say that, okay, these people, this Ajzen say this Smith et al say this Abdul et al say this, compilation, and without you having to also analyze on the finding that they had in hand. So it needs to have your own wording as well, or your own statement as well in the literature. However, what would be the compilation in major in this particular chapter adalah the previous literature that also support the body of knowledge that you want to focus into. Okay? Jadi you also have, when it comes to literature review, you also have to summarize and integrate what is already known in an area. You know that the thing that you choose upon is already known area, and particularly selalunya to be on the safe side, I memang suggest at your level just choose something that is already known, not something that was already rare. No, that rare thingy. If it is, try not to be ambitious enough. Try to do something that you feel you can achieve for. You can achieve to. You can complete the research that you can complete up until end of the chapter. Okay, and also to learn from previous literature and stimulate new ideas. Okay. When it comes to stimulate new ideas ini, I could say that it is safe for you to read previous literature itu, tumpukan kepada suggestion for future research. Selalunya dalam journal, dia akan letak itu. suggestion for future research ataupun discussion section, di situ selalu akan diletakkan suggestion of that particular researcher on what to do, what should be suggested for you to do, for the reader to do next, for something that they still did not do yet but can be done in the future. Boleh stimulate new ideas for research that relate to it. Okay, itu dia literature review ni. Literature review nampak tak penting tau, tapi sebenarnya sangat-sangat penting dalam membentuk penceritaan your own research. Okay, jadi reason untuk literature review, like I said tadi, untuk broaden your knowledge, untuk guide you, clarity, and make it much clear cut that it is focusing towards your research problem, focusing towards your dependent variable, the focus of the problem itself. Jadi bila you cari banyak-banyak literature itu, you akan realize, oh, there is a gaps in terms of knowledge. Previous knowledge and current knowledge, ada something yang still not been tapped yet. Okay, and then to avoid at least in terms of making the same mistakes like what previous literature did. Macam mana mau tahunya? Kalau misalnya say that okay, this particular literature, this particular journal, they investigate, the research that they did adalah they only getting two variable yang they have tadi tu, subjective norm yang dia adopt tadi, okay, ada 3, dia letak 2 saja, mau partially adopt saja, tidak mau ambil semua. So dekat situ tu, bila ditengok tu, okay, you akan dapat tengok, dalam result, result menyatakan it has the results itu menunjukkan ada dimensi yang lain, faktor-faktor yang lain yang mungkin menyumbang kepada area of interest itu, menyumbang kepada dependent variable itu. Jadi kemungkinan besar harus bertambah lagi faktornya, harus bertambah lagi independent variable-nya. Jadi itu adalah something yang they would suggest di dalam suggestion for future research, so that the extension of knowledge itu berjalan secara continuously dan tidak melakukan same kekurangan sebagaimana yang they have in hand as a result. Okay, and then to identify, kalau misalnya katalah to identify opposing views, to identify other people working in the same and related fields. Okay, ini dia. You akan find out during your ECROC time, researching about the literature, gathering the literature review, you akan find out from all the journal that you have in hand, basically not all finding akan mengatakan this attitude have a positive relationship with intention to purchase halal food tadi tu. Okay, this support the finding of antara attitude dan juga purchasing intention. This study kedua ni, dia tidak ada relationship, tak ada positive relationship, negative, dia contradict. So di sini bukan saja you reject dia, tidak, tak perlu reject dia. It's good for you to also include that type of opposing views, that type of opposing findings of other researcher, include together in the literature review, so that you can also critically review the particular literature on why is it so, kenapa literature pertama ini findingnya positif dan literature yang kedua ini findingnya negatif. Kenapa tidak sama itu? Kemungkinan besar it relates to those different research environment, the setting itself, ataupun respondennya berbeza. Okay, it can be that. And you can also include your own a statement within the write-up of the literature review that you have in chapter 2. It's quite intriguing, it really stimulate your how to express my own my own excitement when we have to do this. I don't know what to say. I'm not so sure. Pelajar-pelajar semua, once you embark into this research works ni, then you'll know you'll know what I mean. Okay, so concern when reviewing the literature, of course you have to be organized, you have to focus within the locus of your research question or objective. That's reason why pentingnya kenapa research objective, research question dan juga hypothesis itu perlunya directional dan perlunya align together. Dia tidak boleh lari daripada research framework itu supaya tak diverted from the focus area of interest tu. Okay, then please identify if there are any areas of controversy and try to highlight them if possible. Like I said tadi, synthesize the result, summarize the findings, and stating something that shows that you read and you also have some sense. You also already gathered body of knowledge that is critical, that is credible, or for the readers to read your research paper. Okay, you know what, if you really have a good research paper in hand, and once you submit it to your university, you also have the right to also submit your part of your research works to the published journal, you know. Mana tahu ada kesempatan itu with the guides from your lecturers, kemungkinan you dah already able untuk publish one of the journals from your research works. If you already adequately done the good job there, I believe your lecturer shall propose you untuk publish your journals, publish part of the research work you have in hand to certain journals that have also have the same ataupun within the same area of interest that you already done. Okay, so approach to reviewing the literature, ada banyak cara. There's no for me, on my part, my perspective is that, my opinion, banyak cara, banyak sangat alternative ways untuk you susun you punya heading of your literature tu. Macam mana mau membentuk penceritaan di dalam literature chapter 2 ni. Jadi the focus of course lah, salah satu yang paling-paling commonnya, you use the narrow perspective. Narrow perspective meaning you just simply directly focus on the research question only ataupun research objective. Simply focus on that and do not divert to other side topics that you might find out di dalam literature yang you compile together. Broad perspective pula, you should approach the reviewing the literature via research question as well as also other areas that relates to the variables. Not to say research question itu of course dia relates kepada variables yang ada dalam framework itu, tetapi macam contohnya bila bercakap tentang intention to study at higher level itu, intention to study at higher level itu boleh juga level yang mana satu. Dan mungkin juga boleh bercakap tentang level PhD, level master, level degree, ijazah sarjana muda kan. Okay, so boleh juga mengupas tentang the tier of the study as well. Jadi itu sudah pergi jauh sikit, broad, lebih broad. Okay, jadi ada banyak cara, tetapi I always advise my student go straight away to the subject matter, okay, that you have in hand. Do not divert. If you divert, you keen on keep on confusing yourself in terms of writing. And then let me tell you something, when it comes to flair of writing, bakat menulis itu. Bakat menulis itu bukan semua orang ada. Jadi ada penulisannya straightforward, ada penulisannya berbunga-bunga. Jadi kalau research ini you did dalam bahasa Indonesia, mungkin agak senang bagi anak-anak semua, tetapi untuk yalah, because native language, your mother tongue kan, tetapi di UiTM ini it's common for me to see the write up of my student, because English is not our mother tongue, and then although English adalah language yang first language yang diguna pakai di Universiti Teknologi Mara ini, tetapi of course it is not our mother tongue, right? So when it comes to speaking, you mix around with Malay language. In terms of writing, also you are going to have difficulty in terms of making sure that the essay that you have, the write-up that you have in hand, adequate with the standard that you should have. Itu adalah problemnya sedikit. Ada student saya, pelajar-pelajarnya ada yang berbakat dalam menulis and already well versed in English language. But there are also other students like from some other states in Malaysia that is not so well versed in English, let alone in writing. In English, so it will pose quite difficulties for them to even phrase a good sentence without having to make mistakes there. Jadi apa yang saya lakukan, apa yang selalu sebagai guide, salah satu guide ini juga boleh dikongsi bersama pelajar-pelajar semua. Saya selalu share ini. I believe you also have this. Boleh minta dengan lecturer-lecturer, dengan Dr. Ika pun boleh minta. Ini dia contohnya, sekejap Usually I shall give this as well untuk membantu penulisan itu sendiri. Sekejap. Phrase bank. So phrase bank ni kan, what we call as academic phrase bank, ini akan membantu untuk untuk membantu dalam penulisan English kalau perlulah. Kalau penulisannya harus di dalam bahasa Inggeris, inilah dia. Sangat-sangat membantu. Kalau perlu diguna pakai, boleh share ini. Boleh share among you. Writing on how to write. Writing introduction, establishing the importance of the topic. Macam mana mau mulanya? So ada setiap contoh-contoh dari segi phrases itu, ada suggestionnya di situ. So boleh ganti-gantikan dengan the statement that you feel that relates to your writing kan. Jadi banyaknya di sini. Banyak sangat pilihan. Jadi bila you rajin refer kepada sini, kepada this phrase bank, it sure helps you a lot in your write-up. If it is in English lah. Kalau tidak, saja. Menambah pengetahuan. Itu dia. Oh, ada kedengaran bunyi ambulance tu. This campus of mine, dia berdekatan dengan hospital, General Hospital di Bandar Melaka ini. So that's the reason why
kedengaran
very frequent, quite frequent, the sounds of ambulance. It's just a few hundred meters from the campus.
Sangat dekat ya.
Sangat dekat. Itu dia. Kalau pergi semula kepada I lost already my slide. Wait. Where is it? Di sini. Macam mana mau procedure mau reviewing the literature? Ini secara umumnya lah. Find first, use keywords to search various library. I believe that some of the steps to something that I show you yesterday, but there are so many other ways. I believe your university might have subscribed journals that is much more than University Technology Mara, because what we have here, when it comes to subscribe journal, it's quite expensive. Jadi semenjaknya ada limit dari segi budget daripada kerajaan kan, dari segi subscribe journals itu telah dilimitkan. Jadi I told my student, no, just stick to Google Scholar, just stick to Skyhub, just stick to something yang you can go for without having to pay anything. Mana-mana yang ada fully utilized. So it's going to be difficult for you a bit, tapi itu tidak mustahil untuk mendapatkan apa yang you mahu untuk literature review lah. So after you got the various literature, evaluate lah by looking into the sources, by looking into the content that is relatable to you and it is useful. It has to be useful. Jangan cari literature yang tidak berkaitan langsung dengan research you. Review the selected literature, develop the framework. This one, develop a conceptual framework dan the theoretical framework tu, yang dua cara itulah yang semalam dan juga tadi tu baru diterangkan. Then afterwards, then you write up your chapter 2 lah. So this is one example. Your LR should be written under the following headings. So kalau katalah heading situ adalah customer satisfaction and business performance. Customer satisfaction and business performance itu, so mulailah dengan customer satisfaction. Apa itu operational definition? Mulakan penulisan itu, setiap kali mau memulakan penulisan di dalam subheading, dalam chapter 2 itu, literature review itu, sebaik-baiknya dimulakan dengan operational definition of the variables of the said variables. Mulakan dengan dependent variable dulu. Kalau katalah tadi intention behavior tadi kan, purchasing intention towards halal food tadi, so mulakan dengan purchasing intention definition. What does it mean by purchasing intention? Ataupun pergi kepada intention dahulu, intention behavior dulu, baru pergi kepada purchasing intention pun boleh juga. That's why I'm saying, I think banyak kali juga saya menyebut, tidak ada specific way untuk menentukan, oh you kena buat ini dulu, oh you kena ni, susun seperti ini. Tidak semestinya. Tidak semestinya. Mana yang you rasa, oh I think that it much more sensible to put it the IV first, atau to put the theoretical development right up first, baru pergi kepada DV, baru pergi kepada IV, boleh. As long as you make sense, and as long as it flows. As long as it has flows. Okay. Jadi definition of customer satisfaction, kalau di sini dia bercakap tentang customer satisfaction and business performance. Dia hanya ada dua variable di situ. Satu adalah IV, satu adalah DV. So dia pergi kepada customer satisfaction dulu. Dan baru dia pergi kepada importance. Baru pergi kepada what actually constitute the dimension of customer satisfaction itu. How to measure and how it's been done. Okey, jangan terkejut. Yang ada subheading ini dalam ni, kebanyakannya mesti ada supported previous literature. Mesti kena ada. Okay. And then baru pergi kepada what is business performance, and then what would be the dimension of business performance, the operational definition, factors contributing towards business performance, and relationship between customer satisfaction and business performance. So kalau the main variable yang ada di dalam research framework itu hanyalah dua ini, business performance dan juga customer satisfaction. Jadi susunannya boleh seperti ini. Okay. Kalau misalnya susunannya adalah mengikut established theory of plan behavior tadi, jadi boleh juga dimulakan dengan intention behavior dan pergi kepada independent variable, atau boleh juga dimulai dengan research passion. Boleh juga memulai dengan development of theory on plan behavior. Daripada mulanya establishment of theory plan behavior itu sampailah kepada current time. Okay, real time ataupun current the study that at least up until 1 or 2 years time, developmentnya bagaimana, siapa yang adopt, adakah study yang paling current di situ, boleh dimasukkan. Okay, terpulang bagaimana cara mau menyusun dia, tapi seelok-eloknya it has to be in accordance to your RO, RQ dan juga your research framework. Jangan lari daripada itu. Okay? Okay. Ini adalah contoh summary yang dikompil dan diletakkan di dalam satu table. Okay? Untuk memudahkan identification on the element that you had di dalam satu-satu journal itu. Okay? Contohnya lah. So kita pergi pada citation. Jadi kalau citation ini kan adalah summary atau synopsis of what someone else said. Maknanya sekarang ni kalau bila you summarize on a phrasing on certain section di dalam literature review itu, penceritaan itu haruslah been backup by from where you cited it. Because impossible you do it on your own kan, your own statement. You mesti ada cited daripada somebody else. So kena cited daripada certain journal. So kena cited, kena bagi respect, kena being respectful. Itu kita panggil ethical. Okay, kena being ethical. Jadi kena masukkan, kena cited the literature yang you have in hand, that you also want to adopt and adapt the statement that they have in their journal, and doing it secara respectfully, okay, secara properly. Jadi di sini example-nya begini, as defined by Elram and Cooper. This is the journal that he or she referred to. Supply chain management and integrating. This is something, okay, tidak bermakna you ambil ini totally daripada ayatnya, exactly daripada journal itu. Tak boleh. Dia nanti akan jadi seperti plagiarism itu. Jadi at least sedikitnya diubah suai sikit. Penceritaan ayatnya di situ, rephrasing, supaya tidak dituduh seperti plagiat. Okey, sebagai plagiat tidak. Okey, selalunya penceritaan itu masukkanlah sedikit phrasing statement daripada your own statement menjurus kepada apa tu journal that you referred to. Okey. Jadi example kalau research works ini, research framework ini kita menggunakan pakai APA style. APA style ini ada di dalam Google. I think if you Google search, you shall have nowadays APA style version 7. 7 version if I'm not mistaken. Itu yang paling latest. Kalau tidak salah, betul tak Ibu Ika? Dia bukan lagi 6, dia dah pergi 7.
Ya,
Benar ya?
Dr. Nora. Kami juga
Ya.
menggunakan apa station, ya, apa style.
Jadi sudah 7 edition. Jadi guna pakai itu, ini adalah antara cara macam mana you make previous literature been cited into your own writing. Okay. Yang ini ni adalah bagaimana you letakkan dia di reference section. Okay, caranya bagaimana mau letakkan di reference section. Yang ini boleh lihat contohnya. Sekejap saya tunjukkan ya. Contoh. I'm not so sure whether I have it here. I think got. This is one of my of the master student that already done with the Viva, I think. Tapi hanya mau menunjukkan this reference section of this particular student. Okay, sekejap ya. Sekali. Oh my god. Sangat-sangat. Cepat sikit. Okay. Section ni. Okay, ini dia. Ini yang dimasukkan dengan IPA styles ya di dalam reference section. Ini dia. Okay, kalau ikutkan banyak ni. Sebab ini student ini postgrad student, master level. Sarjana. One shot from PhD level. Okay. So this is the student reference section that they had in hand, that she had in hand. Is a she. Namanya Iza ni. Panjang sangat. Okay, this is the reference section yang menggunakan pakai APA style. Okay, nampak contohnya di sini? Okay, Iza ini pun menggunakan pakai theory of planned behavior ya. Okay, nampak tu accent tu is the same like what I show you just now tadi. Contoh literature tadi, previous literature. Okay, ini adalah cara bagaimana dengan betul you put up into reference section menggunakan pakai APA style. Okay. Okay, cara menulisnya juga kalau di section 2 tu. Sekejap ya. Section 2. Okay, nampak di sini. Ini intention behavior ni. See, the simplest way to measure behavior is to ask people. Dia mulakan dengan something yang relates, and then afterwards, any research activity and questionnaire pertaining to. Okay. Okay. According to Malaysian, there are 2 types. Okay. Dia pergi dulu kepada driver experience dulu. Okay, baru pergi kepada. Okay, kalau nampaknya di sini, students, nampak tak bagaimana dia cited itu? Okay. Sekejap sebentar, saya pergi kepada depan. Dapat tu. Yang nampak lebih jelas. Technology adoption. This is about the research setting. Sekejap . Saya mau menunjukkan variable. Macam mana dia menulis tentang variable dia. Yang ini agak teknikal sebab my risk management student. Wait, I find yang lebih simpler. Okay, ya. Yeah. Hopefully, inilah dia. Oh, tidak. PhD student. I punya macam, no, PhD student. Enough untuk degree student, ya. Tadinya senang saja mencarinya. Sekarang tak jumpa. Okay. This is also my paper. Ya, saya. Ibu Ika.
Ya,
Ya, Ibu Ika. Saya dengar suara Ibu tadi. Suara Ibu kan bukan?
bukan Bu Nora. Ada mahasiswa Leni Karisma, tolong dimatikan dulu mikrofonnya. Ya, Leni Karisma Pak Ibu. Ya, silakan Bu Nora.
Okey. Okey, ini contohnya ni. Okey, ini contohnya. Bagaimana penceritaan chapter 2 itu. Agak panjang ni, tapi saya pergi terus direct kepada bagaimana dia. Okey, nampak dah purchase intention itu? Dia mulakan dengan dependent variable dia. Okey, consumer purchase biaya define. Dia terus pergi direct kepada operational definition dia. Nampak kan? Okay, cara menulisnya tu. Okay, has been divided into purchase intention and purchase decision. By whom? Jadi bila di belakang ayat itu, kalau misalnya APA style, cara macam mana mau cited itu kalau di belakang ayat penuhkan, bracketkan sekali dengan namanya dan juga tahunnya. Kalau adalah di pembukaan, di permulaan ayat, seharusnya dimulakan dengan according, macam contoh ini ya. Okay, macam ini di hujung tu penuh tu. Nampak tu di-bracketkan penuh dengan namanya sebab di hujung ayat. APA memang begitu stylenya, citation dia. And then the second sentence itu, according to Wang and Yang, dipenuhkan bracket yes sahaja due to the fact that ini adalah permulaan ayat. Purchase intention is the decision to act or psychological action that demonstrate an individual behavior in relation to a product. Pastikan setiap kali pelajar-pelajar mau memilih operational definition untuk setiap variable, pilihlah operational definition yang relatable kepada study anda. Ataupun yang simpler, mudah difahami, kerana banyak sangat operational definition yang boleh you adopt, yang you boleh pilih 2 atau 3-nya untuk dimasukkan di dalam penulisan. Tetapi make sure that you also mention which operational definition that you follow, that you already feel that in more simpler term, this is I think what that relates the most ataupun closes the most, yang paling dekat sekali maknanya, yang paling senang dibaca dan juga difahami. Okay, so here banyak ni my student dia letak untuk purchase intention ada around I think 5 or 6, and then dia juga memasukkan sendiri. Nampak ini adalah dia punya, kalau tengok di ayat di sini, is considered as one of the most crucial aspect to be studied, mengikut Xiao et al. Since it drives, okay, ini yang diguna pakai, cited daripada journal, certain journal yang already been stated here. Tetapi kalau nampak di situ, my student dia letak tu satu ayat dia. Many researchers were agreed in this perspective, especially on how purchase intention implies actual purchase decision. Itu adalah the way she slot in her own statement there. Penceritaan itu sedikit sebanyak harus memasukkan juga your own statement due to the fact that although literature review section itu adalah mainly concerned on the previous literature compilation that relates to your focus of research, that relates to your research framework, research question, research objective, but still your own statement also needed there. Jadi perlunya di situ. Itu maksud saya tadi. Okay? Itu dia. Dari segi penulisannya lah. Okay, sebentar. Saya sudah hilang slide-nya Ibu Ika. sudah Sudah lost slide-nya ni. Okay. Terlampau banyak bukaan.
Berapa banyak buka ya betul.
Ya,
Sudah
betul.
bingung mencarinya yang mana. Ya.
Yeah, luckily I already put it into PDF version jadi boleh ditengok. Okay. Okay. So ini adalah kalau mau put, ini caranya. Tapi ini I rasa boleh saja dapatkan melalui Google. You Google search APA style dan you got all of the thing that I mentioned here. Jadi ini dia kalau mengikut chapter 2 literature review, which I think cara menulisnya itu mungkin berbeza antara pelajar dengan pelajar, okay? Tapi cara susunannya, cara formatnya itu kemungkinan besar haruslah mengikut format yang disarankan oleh universiti, okay? Okay, so kalau ada apa-apa soalan boleh tanya. I stop share here, kita stop dekat sini, nanti sekarang sampai kalau dibiarkan Ibu Nora di sini sampai malam Ibu Nora bercakap.
Ya, alhamdulillah ya bersemangat. Kemudian tidak kenal capek ya,
Minta
alhamdulillah.
maaf ya.
Oke. Nggak apa-apa, terus kami sangat senang karena Bu Nura sudah sharing berbagai hal. Mungkin saya tanya dulu mahasiswa ya, apakah ada
Boleh.
mahasiswa yang hadir? Silahkan, ada yang mau ditanyakan dengan Ibu Nura. Mungkin tadi ada yang mau bertanya bagaimana tentang telah literatur. Tadi beliau sudah menjelaskan betapa pentingnya memilih literatur yang relevan dengan isu utama riset kita, dengan topik riset kita. Karena apa istilahnya literatur yang berkualitas itu akan menjadi dasar yang sangat bagus bagi kita untuk memulai sebuah riset.
Betul.
Silakan tanyakan apa yang mau ditanyakan. Ini kenapa maksud saya tidak ada yang mau bertanya?
Maybe
Sungkankah?
masih lagi decide on
Aduh,
what would be their area of interest, I think.
yes.
It's
Iya,
okay.
iya. Atau mungkin sekarang maksud saya sedang berpikir-pikir ini Bu Nora, apa mau
Belum
rencana
decide.
riset saya?
Ya,
Karena
betul.
ya, ya karena
Faham
setelah
sangat.
setelah bulan pas nanti bulan Januari mereka akan
Hmm.
mulai jalan sendiri. Saya bilang adalah your research is a lonely way to finish your study because maybe
Yes.
your interest of
Lonely
research is different
journey.
with your friend. Lonely journey, lonely long journey.
Yes.
And then I
Lonely
say to my
journey.
student, yeah. Because it is the lonely way journey. Then please choose the topic that you are the best interest about
Yes.
it. Gitu loh.
Yes.
Jadi mungkin
Don't
saya
get lost
pikir
in the way.
yeah, don't lost in the forest. I say
Yes,
not
yes.
not
Don't
only
lost
in tuna,
and then
but in the forest.
in the
Nah,
forest.
jadi sekarang mungkin maksud saya sedang berpikir-pikir bagaimana
Hmm.
caranya saya supaya tidak lost di forest atau tidak hilang
Betul.
di terowongan itu. Ya, maksud semua silahkan nanti pada bulan Januari Anda akan mulai perjalanan sendiri melaksanakan
Ya.
riset Anda. Tapi kami semua sebagai dosen akan menjadi membantu Anda, teman Anda untuk menjelaskan apa yang Anda ragu dalam melakukan sebuah riset. Jadi Bu Nora, jadi kalau boleh saya sedikit cerita, memang kita sama polanya. Bab satu itu adalah introduction, kita cerita background segala macam, urgensi riset, the urgent research, dan gap of literaturnya apa, dan kemudian sampai novelty-nya. What is the
Hmm.
novelty?
Yeah.
And then the research question also, research question and the objective for research. Lalu di bab
Mhm.
2, via the same kita membahas mengenai telah literatur. Kami menjualnya adalah kajian literatur, ya. And then hypothesis development, and then conceptual framework. Sama kita bentuknya at the end of the chapter 2 is conceptual framework and then hypothesis, ya. And
Hypothesis,
then
yeah.
chapter, yeah, it is right. So it is the same. And then
Mhm.
chapter 3 is about research method, about what is paradigmanya apa. Lalu kemudian data, mungkin sampling method, and then the data collection method, and so on. And then instrument, and then measurement, and so on. Like that. And then
Betul.
chapter 4 itu adalah mengenai hasil,
Finding.
ya,
Yeah.
mengenai data,
Mhm.
ya, findings, ya. And then at the end, 5 is conclusion.
Yes.
And then it consists of the findings, and then the limitation, and then suggestion for the future research. Sama itu.
Iya,
Nah,
betul.
kami.
Gap of
Terima kasih
study
banyak,
itu
Ibu.
boleh dimasuk sekali dalam chapter 2. Lupa saya mau mention gap of study.
Ya, ya gap study. Kalau kami tadi chapter 1. Chapter 1
Oh,
ya
kami itu
kan
di chapter 2.
overall the same. Ya, overall the same, but maybe the style ya, the different style of university. Oke. Mahasiswa semua, mudah-mudahan saudara semua bisa mendapatkan pemahaman yang jauh lebih luas karena beliau tadi sudah menjelaskan dengan sangat rinci. Saya dengarkan dari awal sampai dengan akhir ya. Sampai tadi Bu Nora juga menjelaskan bagaimana cara kita menuliskan kembali detail beliau ya, sangat detail. Nanti kalau boleh saya di-share bukunya Bu Nora, saya akan share juga kepada para mahasiswa saya mengenai yang tadi itu.
Boleh,
Ya.
boleh.
Lalu ya
Ya.
pada akhir kuliah kita yang kedua ini saya mengucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi. Dan kita masih
Asik.
bertemu besok ya Bu Nora.
Besok ya, besok.
Besok the final ya, the end ya, yang ketiga dan yang terakhir ya, terakhir pertemuan
Mm-mm.
kita pada kuliah semester ini. Insya Allah besok jam 2 para mahasiswa semua Ibu ingatkan kembali untuk hadir tepat waktu pada sesi Zoom besok. Link Zoom akan saya berikan segera setelah kami set ulang.
Baik,
Oke.
baik Ibu.
Demikian
Mm-mm.
saja Bu Nora.
Terima kasih. Terima
Terima
kasih.
kasih juga. Sampai jumpa dan juga kepada mahasiswa semua
Sampai jumpa
terima
besok.
kasih atas kehadirannya. Sampai jumpa besok. Ya, Assalamualaikum
Assalamualaikum
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi. Bye.
Waalaikumsalam. Bye. Oke, izin saya live ya.